So yesterday I watched the UAP hearing, the Whistleblower Protection Congress hearing, live with you guys, and it was really good. Like everybody, we wanted more. However, I think it was a pretty good hearing come the end. The one thing that stuck out like a sore thumb and has been absolutely like going viral is the footage of the orb being hit by a Hellfire missile. This happened on October 30th, 2024, off the coast of Yemen. Now, I'm going to show you the footage first, and then I want to go into something which a lot of people aren't talking about, which I think is really, really important. Okay, let's look at the footage first. Right, so that's the footage, and I'm glad I've looked into the actual weapon that was used, because there was things in this video that was quite puzzling as why things acted the way they did, okay? So the actual missile being used was called the AGM-114 Hellfire Missile, primarily developed by Rockwell International, later acquired by Boeing and Martin Marietta, now part of Lockheed Martin, which I think, Lockheed Martin is getting quite a lot of, publicity at the moment regarding, their technology that they've been using with the drones and things like that, okay? But with not having much knowledge with weaponry, missiles and things like that, I was under the assumption that every single missile that was shot at something would blow up, right? I thought it had like a detonator at the front with obviously your bomb at the front, and that's what happens. It just blows up. So I thought to myself, why didn't this thing blow up, even on impact of this UAP, regardless of whether it affected the UAP or not? Well, it turns out that these Hellfire missiles don't explode. They're designed to impact, like take out tanks, planes, like surface to air, air to air. It's an incredible thing, but they're designed to actually just rip things apart, okay? Here is a video which I think will make you understand a little bit better. Look at this.
When the missile is launched, it can accurately track the target with the laser guidance system in front of the head. Unlike traditional missiles, it does not carry explosives. Instead, it has 6 sharp blades. When it approaches the target, the 6 folded blades can be opened quickly by high-pressure gas and then drop vertically at a high speed. At the same time, the blades of high-speed rotation can easily cut metal and mud. And because the missile will not explode, the main focus is on accuracy. It can even target a specific target only for laser guidance.
So keeping on the subject of the Hellfire missile, just for a second before we get into the footage, okay? This thing weighs 45 to 49 kilograms, and it is 1.63 meters long. So we can sort of like from there guesstimate how big this orb thing was. I'm good. The reason why I'm calling it an orb and not like a UAP, well, it is a UAP, but it's because of how it maneuvers later on. I'm going to show you, okay? And the speed of this missile can actually go to 1.3 Mach, right, which is 995 miles per hour. Looking into the drone that was, recording this orb was something called an MQ-9 Reaper. This is the drone that was obviously recording it. Now, these things have the Hellfire missiles on them. Now, we don't know whether it was this thing that actually shot it, or it was another Reaper that shot it. Okay, we don't know. I'm guessing it was another one because obviously, I mean, these things can probably shoot out, change direction, and come back in. But it's strange because the footage was. Let me show you. The footage was obviously up above, high, and the missile comes in from this way. Now it could have shot out, like I say, turned around and then shot the UAP. I don't know, but what we do know is that the missile was shot by one of these Reapers. Okay, now let's go into this. Let's go into this footage because there's one thing that popped out. There's loads of things that came out of this, which I was like, a bit confused with. First of all, when I got to admit, when I first saw this, right, it reminded me of the egg UAP that went around. Like, was it 3, 4, 5 months ago? I can't remember now. But I don't think it's the egg, right? But it is definitely egg shaped. Okay. Now, looking at that, it's a shame we haven't got color, but as you can see, it's like flying over the ocean right now. Okay. It's not morphing into any particular shape. It's pretty much, I mean, is it almost like a glow there? Or is that because it's going past over a light stage? I'm not too sure. Does it glow? Does it go back? We've got a bit of a shift here. Let me just turn this music down. So in a second, this missile is going to come in. Now I've noticed, see how it is, it's changing its direction. Although it's flying in the same direction, it's actually changing. Look, it's rotating. Now, is this because it's aware of something happening? Is this because it's aware that this missile is about to hit it? And almost like you can see something here. What is that? Oh, I think that might be the tracking system. I think that's the tracking system. So we've got the crosshairs and then almost like it's zoomed in and it's tracking it. I don't think that's anything to do with the actual orb in itself. Okay. So it's rotated. It's now turned 90 degrees. Now, here we go. This is where the impact hits. This is the Hellfire Missile right here coming in. Remember, it's 1.6 meters. So, although obviously there's a trail there, like a tail from the speed of the thing, I would imagine it's going to slow down slightly, but if that's 1.6 meters, this is going to be like maybe that's 1.6 meters. So we're talking this is maybe like almost 3 meters, I would say. It's probably twice as much as that. But here's the impact now. And this is what confused me, why it, first of all, didn't explode. And then secondly, how it hits, it comes out and then directs itself back in. If we go in real time a minute. Do you see here, right here, it's sort of, see how it's bowing right round? Yeah? Now that I've seen that video of what it does, it brings out these spikes and spins. I'm guessing it's because of the spin of the missile that is now it's hit, it's span in whatever direction it spins, anti-clockwise or clockwise, and then it's like redirecting itself because of the impact. It's literally just thrown itself off course. Yeah. But let's go in a little bit closer. Hits it. Now, it's still in its sort of egg-shaped look with this 1, 2, 3 orbs breaking off. And it just seems to appear and disappear. Now, obviously, with the camera it's using, I'm guessing it's thermal. It's almost like it's going in and out, in and out. Let me bring this down here a minute. Now, we've also got another glint here. So it's almost like 4, but that just seems to disappear. Or is it just because it's not picking it up quite as well? These 3 things aren't falling onto the ocean. So it's got each orb has got its own mind in a way. It's tracking the main mother, if you get me. Why aren't these things falling? If this is the source of energy from anything, really, any plane, vehicle of some sort, if that's the source of energy and something flies off of it, it's not got that propulsion, that energy anymore, so it's going to drop. But they don't. It follows. It just keeps on following. And do you see it goes into this V formation? So it hits, bang. Now they're in a V formation. Whether that's coincidence or not, I say V because we're always seeing these orbs in V formations. But it seems like these are their own sense, their own mind. They're sticking together with the mother here. It's almost like, the queen bee. It's absolutely incredible. The more I look at this, the more I just think, what the hell? So let's just zoom out here a minute. This is after impact. And do you see how it just maneuvers? What the hell? Look at the quick change of direction. What's it moving around? It seems like and it goes more like straight. Look at that. It's almost like a tic-tac there, right? And then it morphs back into a circular orb again. Let's keep on watching it. And look, we've got something here. We've got that thing here again. This part here. It comes in and out. Look at that. Let's bring it back again. So look at this glint. 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 It's quite rhythmic. See it in full speed here from this part again, and I'll zoom in a second. It changes direction, goes into a orb. Back here, we've got the glint, 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 and again and again. It's flashing. There's something flashing next to it, and again. And again. Let's just go back because I want to see if this orb thing pops up around it before impact. It doesn't seem to be there. There's no glint around it. This is that strange thing right here where it just illuminates. Now, I don't know whether that's to do with the rest of it. See the sea here just like illuminating. And when it goes darker, the sea goes darker, it sort of picks up. Maybe that's sort of like a focus mode. I'm not too sure what's going on here. Still find it quite strange how this thing rotates just before impact. But I can't see that second glint orb anywhere. And then here's the impact. Bang. The 3 orbs there. Now, there's the glint. This is where the glint happens. What is that? That's where it comes from. After impact. Are we looking at the actual source there? The actual energy source, do you think? The thing that's navigating this thing. Could this be blown up into a billion pieces? But as long as this is there, it will follow suit. Now, someone said also that it looks like it goes in the water. This is the part where someone says it goes into water, and I'm not too sure. I can sort of see how there's like a wave there. See how it just, this black line waves through it? Is this the moment where it goes in the water? Now, look at that. How it's just swishing past it. I don't think it's gone in the water. There's that blink there again. I don't think it's gone in the water. I think it's just minding its own business. Now, this is why I definitely think this is a plasmoid orb. Purely because it breaks into pieces. It's glowing. It's morphing into different shapes. I would love to have known where this thing went. Where did it go? Why stop tracking it? Why stop tracking it? You've been tracking it for ages, right? You've just spent a whole bunch of money blowing this thing up, or trying to. Where did it go after that? Rotates. Hellfire comes in, spinning, brings out the fins, tries to rip it to pieces. 3 orbs fly out of it with something else glinting. This then goes back into its normal shape. How it just goes back into its normal shape is beyond me. And then this thing here, man. Absolutely incredible. Look at this change, that change of direction. Bang. Bang. And that glint as well. Glint. Now, I'm assuming, because what the Congress said, when it goes to this part, They said this was after it had been shot, still continuing its course. So my question is, where are the 3 orbs gone? Have they sucked back into this orb and carried on? Because looking at that, that looks like the footage before they've shot it, with the glints up there, right? And then they've come along and said, actually, take it out. Fail. But then the glint wasn't there before. So that sort of contradicts. So what they're saying seems to be true, right? Seems to be correct. Tell me what you think. I'm really interested to know what you think about that little glint thing. Is that just another part of the main orb, like the other 3 orbs? Or is it something else? Is it just because it's coming in and out of focus so we can see it? We're picking up because it's so small. Or is that some sort of energy that it seems to be all clustering around that? It seems to be following suit with that glint thing. I'm not too sure. What do you think? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I will continue on with the quest to find out the truth, because I want to believe. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.